The alibi was sniffing intently at something under the fence, and he got very angry at the little dog who disturbed him. The alibi managed to land just a few bites before a white house cat immediately rushed in to save the day. This clearly calmed the angry giant, and the little dog quickly hid behind the doghouse. A wedding ceremony was taking place on the shore of a lake in Glacier Park, but the filming of the newlyweds took a very unexpected turn. On the other side of the lake, a grizzly bear burst out of the bushes and attacked a moose calf. You can see the mother moose swimming away to escape, while the angry bear mercilessly strangles her baby. The moose calf tried to resist, but the hungry bear had no intention of changing its plans, so there was no chance of escape. Tourists were filming this incredible moment. The fight between the two impalas looked very impressive, but their battle was stopped even more spectacularly by a leopard. The cat attacked the fighting impalas right on the road, but somehow they sensed it and at the last moment scattered in different directions. The confused leopard truly didn't know what to do or whom to chase. A flock of birds surrounded some kind of carrion. There were marabou storks and a bunch of hungry vultures. During such a feast, birds very often lose their vigilance, trying in the chaos to snatch the best piece of meat. As expected, a predator took advantage of this chaos. The lioness attacked at full speed and the clumsy vultures simply didn't have time to take off. One of them wasn't so lucky. It ended up in the lioness's sharp fangs. A worker managed to film this interesting attack right from his tractor. A possum attacked the cabin, opening its mouth wide and baring its fangs. But the cabin still grabs it and drags it a few meters away. Now here's the most interesting part. Possums, when in danger, pretend to be dead. And this clever fellow did just that. The coyote sniffed his prey for a long time since he wasn't planning to eat carrion. The opossum did everything it could to play dead, and it worked. And now for the funniest part. The coyote decided to pee on the supposedly dead opossum and just walked away. Next comes a very unusual attack. Although the video quality is pretty lousy, you can still understand what's happening. A wild boar attacked a flock of sheep. Such behavior is not typical for boars, but this crazed pig chose the weakest sheep in the flock, knocked it to the ground and started beating it with its snout. The boar tormented the sheep for quite a while, but what he was going to do with her next is unclear. Has he really decided to become a predator? A falcon attacked some bird, but just look at how desperately its fellow birds try to save it. The whole flock takes turns attacking the falcon, who pays them no attention at all. The falcon didn't let go of its prey, even when the person filming came right up to it. Apparently, during the fight, predatory birds' instincts for self-preservation just switch off. A battle, even with a small bird, is a tough ordeal for a mantis. The size difference is significant. A nimble bird can quickly tear it apart. Our hero defended himself very honorably, but unexpectedly a third participant entered the battle, a lizard. She wasn't going to be gentle with the mantis, even though he tried to put up a worthy fight. This time, it didn't work out. The lizard ran off with the mantis in its mouth. An angel shark can lie on the sandy bottom for several days, waiting for its prey. A fish swimming nearby ends up in the shark's mouth in just a split second. You can see another shark approaching the angel shark. It too instantly ends up in the mouth. But this time something didn't go according to plan and the predator quickly spits out its catch. The thing is, it was a horn shark which has two hidden spines with paralyzing venom near its dorsal fins. The angel shark made the right choice by spitting out the horn shark in time. The hungry tiger had been lying in ambush for a long time, using the tall grass as cover. He got lucky. A family of sloth bears walked right toward him. I think the tiger was well aware of the aggressive nature of these bears, but instinct still provokes him to attack. Just look at that. The entire bear family immediately rushed to defend themselves. Letting out terrifying screams and rearing up on their hind legs, the bears managed to scare him off right away. The tiger quickly ran away, in a complete panic. During a nighttime walk, a mother bear and her cub ran into a large male. At times like these, mother bears know they need to switch into protector mode because solitary males almost always show aggression toward cubs. She had to act immediately, and the mother bear attacked first. Although the male bear was clearly bigger and stronger, he didn't dare fight with the enraged mother. Tourists captured an incredible sight on camera. An adult lioness climbed up a small tree to catch a baboon hiding at the top. The baboon is much lighter than the lioness, so it sits at the very edge of the branches without falling. But the lioness feels that she might fall. They were only a meter apart and they stayed like that for 5 minutes. After that, the lioness got tired and climbed down. The baboon was saved. Adult baboons can kill lion cubs. I think that's exactly why lionesses dislike these monkeys so much. Here's a more successful attack. One lioness attacks the baboon in the tree while the second is already waiting on the ground. The monkey simply had no chance here. It was eaten. Next is an unsuccessful attack by a hornet on a beehive. It simply didn't have time to fly away and was immediately surrounded by a swarm of bees who employed their clever tactic. The bees cover it with balls of their own bodies where the hornet quickly dies from the excessive heat. A vicious cat tracked down a cage with parakeets and immediately attacked. The cage fell and opened, so the poor parakeet had no chance to escape. And these two careless lions got too close to a crocodile who was surely guarding its nest. The toothy reptile showed the cats that getting close to it was highly inadvisable. A foolish leopard decided to attack a large crocodile, but it didn't look like an attack at all. He simply teased the reptile, which quickly disappeared into the water. At night, this wolf spotted a skunk and, anticipating an easy catch, rushed to attack. He clearly wasn't familiar with these stinkers yet and immediately got a dose of hellish spray right in the nose. The skunk immediately ran away while the wolf kept rubbing his nose on the ground for a long time, but it was useless. He would stink for a very long time. A bear's attack on a moose calf was captured right from a car. Frightened, the bear let go of its prey and ran away, but almost immediately changed its mind and attacks again. The predator drags the moose calf to the roadside, and there, once again, people in a car scare him off. The only surprising thing is where its cowardly mother ran off to and why she isn't protecting her baby. In the end, the moose calf runs into the forest with the bear chasing after it. And I think that out there, the bear will definitely finish his devious business. This crocodile's compass was clearly broken, and instead of heading for water, it ended up near people's homes. Naturally, it was then attacked by angry dogs who were taking a big risk. But the crocodile was very slow and couldn't attack. Soon, the dogs were pulled away and the reptile was taken away by the Wildlife Rescue Service. This praying mantis knew very well that where there's the smell of honey, you can always catch tasty insects. But instead of a bee, it caught a hornet who had no intention of giving up or dying. The hornet started biting the mantis in return, and it immediately let go of its troublesome prey. People on a boat filmed an antelope desperately swimming in search of land and survival. It's simple. Right behind her, a hungry crocodile is swimming at full speed. It's truly amazing how fast a crocodile can swim, but the antelope also shows real swimming skills in the water. The people in the boat held their breath as they watched this chase and wondered how it would all end. Just look, right in front of the shore, the crocodile caught up with its prey and attacks. But the attack is unsuccessful. The antelope makes big leaps toward the shore and manages to escape. In this peregrine falcon's nest, there are already 2 fairly grown chicks. At night, the peregrine falcon mother decides to fly off in search of food, and just a few minutes later, a fierce horned owl attacks their nest. The predator begins to squeeze the chicks with her talons, but the peregrine falcon is right there. He attacks the owl, and a battle breaks out between them. The owl is clearly frightened. She lets go of the chicks and flies away empty-handed. The chicks survived. Newborn Burmese pythons must quickly leave their nest before predators can catch them. But nearby is an indigo snake, a formidable snake hunter that without hesitation attacks and eats not only rattlesnakes and vipers, but is also happy to feast on small pythons. The indigo snake's strategy is simply to exhaust its prey before swallowing it whole. The little python is doomed and any resistance is now futile. People from the pier decided to feed the sea creatures and birds with bread. But as soon as the seagull flew in for the food, a large otter attacked it from right under the pier and dragged it away. No chance of rescue. A foolish dog got into the pen with the bull calves, started biting them, and caused real panic. When she latched onto the nose of one of the bull calves, he tossed her over into the pen with the horses, and only then did the little dog calm down. The donkey put up with the brazen and vicious dog for a long time, who wouldn't let him approach his bowl and try the food. Soon, the donkey got completely fed up with the insolent little dog, so he used his favorite tactic. The little donkey turned around and with the precise kick of his hoof, drove the dog away with pitiful yelps. And here, this horse has just given birth, and a person is trying to help the foal stand up. For the first time, two curious dogs decided to come closer and take a look at the little horse, but at that moment the horse sensed a threat and began to trample them with her hooves. One of the dogs got it the worst, but she's fine. She survived. And this is a very beautiful and spectacular attack. A puma attacking a large guanaco. In slow motion, these leaps onto the back look amazing. Tufts of fur flew in all directions, but the hoofed animal managed to shake off the predatory cat and escape. As it turns out, even huge swans have dangerous enemies in the water, and the main one is the small but very vicious mink. This handsome fellow barely managed to escape. Here's another unsuccessful attack. And in this moment, the swan was the unluckiest of all. It was attacked by a very large and fat mink. The predator climbed on top of the bird and kept trying to bite its neck. The swan swam and resisted for a while longer, but then his strength left him and he gave up. Victory goes to the mink. A hornbill is sitting on the wires and some birds are circling around it. That means there is a nest nearby that they are protecting. The hornbill ignores the little birds and lands on the twisted wires where the nest is. And then, one after another, all 3 eggs end up in the hornbill's stomach. After completely raiding the nest, the predator flies away. A foolish puppy believed in himself and decided to bite a cow on the hind leg. After such a knockout, he walks away like he's drunk. Encountering such a large lion pride is very dangerous even for a big, healthy buffalo. His only hope is for help from his herd, but they've left, so his chances of survival are almost zero. The lions took turns jumping on the buffalo from behind to bring him down, but it was the lioness's final leap that made him fall, and he won't be able to get up again. It looks like this little bird doesn't have long to live. A troop of baboons attacked a group of mongooses, who immediately huddled together for protection. The fierce little animals took turns making aggressive lunges at the monkey, trying to bite it. The baboon, in turn, tried to push them away to separate one from the group. But the mongooses immediately came back, so the baboon wasn't able to catch even one. At night, a wolf approached a dog on a leash and they began to sniff each other. Almost immediately, the wolf attacks and tries to drag the dog away, but tearing her off the leash turned out to be not so easy. Fairly quickly, the collar comes off and the dog disappears into the darkness in the wolf's jaws. Male grizzly bears often behave very aggressively toward their own kind. In fact, they hate the cubs of others. If such an encounter happens, the mother bear tries to run away and save her cub, but if she fails, things can end very sadly, just like in these moments. A herd of deer came to drink at this pond overgrown with algae. In such dirty water and with this kind of cover, it is not difficult for the crocodile to get close to its prey. The deer did not sense any danger, and the crocodile's attack was very quick and spectacular, so the prey is swiftly carried away by the crocodile into those green algae. At first glance, it seems that this panda is just sitting in a tree, but in reality, on the same tree, just a bit lower, there is another panda sitting. At one point, it suddenly lunged upward, and a fight broke out between the pandas. It's not clear exactly why they're fighting. Maybe they can't share the tree, or maybe it's just their kind of mating ritual. A lion pride surrounded a lone buffalo. The cats began to bite it, and it seemed there was no chance for it to escape. But not this time. His herd came running to the rescue, and the lions were forced to let him go. A cat ended up in the bear enclosure, and the bear immediately rushed to attack. After the attack, the cat managed to bite the bear on the nose and thus avoided certain death. Then she quickly escaped from that dangerous place.